Hey everybody, welcome back.
Boys, look who it is!
And again we will play Arena, as always. I'm not quite sure what was my last run. Let's see. Priest and it went 8-3. Let's see what we get now. Priest again, Druid or Mage. I tried Mage a few times and it never really worked out for me. I know it's one of the stronger classes in Arena because of the hero power. I mean, generally the hero power that can influence the board is pretty strong. Let's see. I think I never played a Druid, so we will go with Druid. Okay.
I must protect the wild.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay, they were pretty good. Defenders. Obviously better than Sunfury Protector. But I think Sludge Belcher has even better value. Oh, greater value. Savage Roar is fine to have one in deck as a finisher. Lot of the Arena is not that great because it's a taunt and a lot of health for 6 mana at least. So we go with the Fairy Dragon with a solid 2-drop. Poison Seed is not that great because it doesn't really remove anything from the board. It only replaces it. So if you're behind on the board, I mean, you need a lot of mana to get an advantage on the board after that. You have to play, I mean, if you're behind on board, let's say 3 against, or even 2 against 1 minion and play Poison Seed, you're still facing 2 minions and only have 1, so you can trade after that. But you need additional mana to trade or to get an advantage on the board. And just a hero power is obviously not enough because you have 2/2 that you face. Shivan Yeti is a solid pick here. Soul of the Forest is a very gambly card. I mean, it would be fine if we have a lot, if we know we only have a very strong early game and can flood the board easily, but I mean, you can't say that after 3 cards. So it's Brewmaster versus Infiltrator. Brewmaster is good as 2-drop and also has some combo potential if you pick up some battle price, and even without battle price it's often fine to do a favorable trade on the board and then bounce a minion back and play it again so it has full health. Worgen Infiltrator is also okay, but we'll go to Brewmaster here. These are all good. But I think I value the Spectral Knight the highest. Let's see. I have a list here that I'm peeking on from time to time. I mean, Path of the Wild is good because it's a solid 2-drop and you can alter the meaning of the card. and play it, yeah, if you have a huge board to get more ahead. So, rearrange that. Yeah, but I'm going with the Spectral Knight here. Okay, if I had known that. Yeah, Soul of the Forest, same reasoning as before. Murloc Tidehunter, I mean, it's 2 mana for a 3/2 body if you add it all up, but it's split, and 1 health is very often, well, in most cases, very easy to remove with all the hero power, or with the 3 heroes that can deal 1 damage, but they're very often picked. It's Rogue, Mage, and Druid. So I'm taking the Spectral Knight here. Yeah, this time we go with what? Mad Bomb is also good. Let's see. Silverhand Knight, I think it is. Moonfire, I mean, it's 0 mana, yeah, but I mean, it's not that it enables any combos, and we don't have, let's say, Malygos or something. I mean, if we had Malygos, it would be an option, but without it, not really. Let's see, where do I rank Jungle Panther? I mean, Jungle Panther is often a good 3-drop because you can very often trade into their 4-drop. But of course, Silver Knight is a pretty good tempo card. Yeah, Wild Growth is not very good in Arena. It's just good in Constructed if you know you have a very late game heavy deck. But in Arena, it's very often just a dead card. Earthen Ring Farseer is also fine for the heal, but I'm Mark Protector. I mean, more often than not, in the late game, you just play your big minion, they play their biggest minion, and they go head to head. And Iron Bark is obviously very good. Yeah, Murloc again. You can build on them. Yeah, if you get all the Murloc cards, you probably have a very reasonable deck for Arena, but Sunfury Protector is fine. It's an okay body for 2 mana. It's a good body for 2 mana and this can taunt up, but taunt is not that often needed in Arena because there are no. I mean, you can't build your deck around some combos and things like that, so it's not needed to taunt up and be defensive. I mean, you can go pretty low with your life total and still be fine because there's only a small chance that they combo you out of the game. And Violet Teacher, it's good. The Violet Teacher has good stats, and obviously the effect is very good. Mark of Nature, Jungle Panther. Obviously the Wisp isn't a good card here. I mean, it's only a 1/1. Mark of Nature's, yeah, it can sometimes be good to, I mean, it's situational, right? If you give your minion +4 attack, it can sometimes trade up, but even then it's more often than not a 2-for-1 trade against you. And the taunt, I mean, might more often be a better choice, but even so, you have a minion on board that's worth 2 cards, and if you can trade in easily, it's not that good. And yeah, we're 10 cards in, have no 3-drop, and Jungle Panther's a good 3-drop, so take it. Okay. Fan Creeper is okay. I think I'm going with Claw here. I mean, we don't have that much of a late game. I mean, yeah, of course, Silver Knight and Spectral Knights are mid to late game cards, and Ironbark's one, but if a Savage Roar is probably only good if you can flood the board, and our deck doesn't look like it's, at least now, at that moment, it doesn't look like you can flood the board easily. You can only clear 1, maybe 2 minions, and you have 3 minions left and can deal 8 additional damage or something like that. So it's very situational, and Claw is pretty good to clean up some early minions. So we take it, or even later on. Yeah, Voodoo Doctor is kinda crappy. I mean, it says okay stats, but one life is not very good. Spiteful Smith has good stats for the mana, but we have no weapon, so War Golem is a good choice here. Okay. I don't think we need a third Spectral Knight, Shattered Sun Cleric or Claw. I'm not quite sure on this one. But I think I'm going with the Shattered Sun Cleric here. For 2 reasons. I mean, well, one reason would be, yeah, I'm not that heavy on the 3 drops. So I'm going. Okay, let's see. Elfen Archer, Stormwind Knight, or Drangling Mechanic. I mean, Drangling Mechanic has, in theory, the same stats as a Yeti, but yeah, the one health on the minion really sucks most of the time. I think Stormwind Knight is fine here. If you play it in the right situation, you can often trade for 1 minion and deal damage to a second minion. So sometimes worth 1.5 card, yeah, sometimes not. Elf Archer, same thing. I mean, it deals 1 damage to whatever you pick and often gets killed off by hero powers and doesn't do anything more. So, and it's not good as an early drop because, yeah, for 1 mana, if you start, you have nothing to target but the hero. So, and that's obviously not the thing you want to target early on. You want to trade and get ahead on the board and then kill him with your board advantage. So I'm leaning towards Stormwind Knight, but I want to check. Yeah. Okay. Silverback, Hunter, Mark of the Wild. Mark of the Wild is the same reasoning as before with, I forgot what the card's name was. Dang. I forgot it. I don't know. Force of Nature? No. The one that gives either +4 attack or +4 health. So, it's not very often necessary to protect yourself from incoming damage, and if you need it as an emergency card, you're probably most of the time dead anyway, so Mark of the Wild isn't that great. Silverback, I mean, they basically took away 1 stat and gave them part for that, so it's not good. And here we have if you combine it, a 3/4 for 3 mana, so it's okay. Again, the 1/1 isn't that great, but it's the best out of the 3 in my opinion. Mark of the Wild, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, Innovate is not really needed in that deck, and very often if you get it late, it's just a dead card in your hand. So Mark Nature still not that big of a card, and Yeti is always a solid pick. Okay, here we can choose between Stormwind Knight, Spiteful Smith, and Reckless Rocketeer. Probably the best of them is the Spiteful Smith, even without the additional text. It's just a solid body with 4/6 for 5 mana. This is just very expensive one-hit card, so it's not that great. Yeah, Spiteful Smith. So now we have to watch that we take some early drops. Wrath is pretty good because it's very versatile. You can use it to deal through damage, whatever the text says, right? But the card draw engine is also very good. Life gain is not that very important. Silence, I mean, silence might be important, but I rather have the Spellbreaker because it's the body is a lot better. I mean, yeah, it's a lot better. So we take Wrath here. Okay, let's see. Youngful Priestess, yeah, it's a buff card, but I mean, it's only good if you have a lot of early game, can hide it behind a taunt maybe or something like that to buff up your minions. That Lord, I mean, it's very swingy, right? It can backfire a lot, so it's probably not that good. I mean, if I take that Lord and buff it up, you can win on the back of that. But on the other hand, if you has an easy way to remove it and get a minion on board after that, it backfires a lot. So Pin-Size Summoner is the best option here. Okay, let's see. Poison Seed, again, it's not that great of a removal. I mean, it's only great if he has a ton of huge minions. So if you want to trade into that, or he has a huge minion, only have a small minion, yeah, but that's very situational, so yeah, I'm still standing by that. Nightblade, it's a 4/4 for 5 mana, does something additional, it's not that relevant most of the time. And Darkscale Healer, better stats, and oftentimes it's often, what do I want to say? The battle cry is a lot better. Than, I mean, deal 3 damage to a hero, it's like whatever, but heal everything for 2 could be very important. I mean, if he starts trading in unfavorably and you can heal it back up and trade for a second card, it's huge, so it can be very good. And it has obviously no negative effect against, I mean, against priests sometimes, but yeah. Okay, Harvest Golem is obviously good. Ironbark Protect is obviously a good late game card. Neutralize is kind of, I mean, it's, I don't have, except for Wrath, any removal, right? So, and not a lot of buff cards so that I can play a minion, buff it up, and trade like Dark Iron Dwarf or Shattered Sun Cleric. So, yeah. I mean, Neutralize, if you play something big and you can kill it, but the card draw is too important in Arena, so it's not really an option. So we're going with the Harvest Golem here because we don't have that strong of an early game. At least on the minion side with 2 removals and a buff for a creature, but let's count it as a minion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's only 7 in the 2 and 3 slots, so take the Harvest Golem here. Charge with a weapon, not that great. Neutralize, same as before, and Loot Order is okay. It cycles through, even if he kills it off, it's okay. I mean, if you have the choice between, I mean, these cards are all obviously not your top, I don't know, top 25, top 20% of your cards you want to see, but it's the least worth. I mean, I pick my deck to be good, right? So if I can cycle through, play a card, he has to do something, at least spend some mana, and I get a new card out of my deck that's hopefully helpful, so it's obviously the best option here. Yeah, Innovate. I mean, it's very situational, right? If I can play it in a good turn and play maybe with coin on 5/6, the Iron Bark Protector is great, and Wild Growth. I mean, but they're often a dead card in late game or mid-late game if you flooded the board and only left with 2 or 1 card in hand. And I don't have a lot of card draw. I mean, I have only Rev and Loot Hoarder. So we are going with the Warlord, obviously. I mean, for 5 mana, if you get a 5/5, it's okay, and if you get more, it's even better. Oh, here we have some good cards. I mean, I'm pretty heavy on the 5-drop already. But Druid of the Claw, it's very versatile because you can obviously choose one. Yeah, it's a must pick. Oh, okay. I mean, the fact that we're very heavy on the 5-drops already plays into my late game also, because yeah, if I have 2 or even 3 5-drops in my hand, I can't play them all on 5, obviously. So I have a turn 5, turn 6, and turn 7 play sometimes, and a little bit of late game with these 2. So I don't think I will take a second Iron Bark Protector. Rather would take a Cold Master, I think. Because I don't have a lot of card draw, and it makes trades a lot more attractive if you have them. So, I mean, on the other hand, Iron Bark Protector is pretty strong, pretty huge. But I think I would take Cold Master here. I'm not sure. What are my 5 drops? I think I go with the Iron Bark Protector. I mean, yeah, I don't have that much card draw, but to be honest, I don't need that much of card draw because I'm very heavy on the 5 and also on the late game. So if I play one thing, my opponent often has to deal with it. So it's not like I need to flood the board every turn. So what do we have here? Ferding, Claw, Jungle Panther, all pretty good. Let me take a count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 5 and 4 for the 2 and 3 drops. So it's probably best if we take another 2-drop here. I don't want to take another 3-drop, I think. 3 drops are okay. How do I? That's a tough choice. I mean, they're all pretty equal, and I don't, even if it was the first pick. But I have to take a look. I mean, 2. I think, yeah, I'm going to try to dragon here. Yeah. Now I want to the Panther. Shield Bearers, obviously. Not great because it only delays but doesn't trade. Booty Bay is also not very good because it all the taunts with low health compared to the mana are not very strong. So because you can trade too easy with them. If you have a taunt, you want often to trade with something and delay. So that's a Raider. Gnomish Inventor, maybe. Or Starfire, probably Starfire. I mean, if I have one more removal and a card draw, this also draws me a card. Okay, last pick. Defender or Sunwalker. I mean, we don't have a 6-drop with some 4-drops. Engaging is obviously not a great option. So we take going with the Sunwalker. Especially late game, it's pretty huge. Okay. Now we have a deck. Put it into the steps. Arena round. Druid. It's fine. And let's see. Okay. Everything is set up. Great. Okay. I mean, we have a lot of 2-drops now. The last 2 or 3 cards made it kinda so. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. Oh my god. 7 2-drops is quite a lot. Still 4 3-drops, 4 4-drops, a lot of 5-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot. A 6-drop, a 7-drop, and 2 8-drops. So yeah, I mean, very often it should be the case that we have a 2-drop, and then we try to mulligan so that we can fill out somewhat of a curve to play something on 2, 3, and 4. So we don't have to mulligan that aggressive for a 2-drop because we have a lot. Okay, let's see. No swipe, that's kinda bad for us. But what can you do? It's Arena. You have to play with the cards that you have to choose from. What's our first opponent? Also Druid.
Versus Malfurion. I must protect the wild. Nature
And we go
will
first.
rise against you.
So 5-drop obviously go back. We have a lot of them. We'll draw some. 3-drop. We can probably keep it. The only mulligan one, so it's kind of bad. Yeah, that should be fine. Claw, okay. Obviously not a turn 1 play. Okay. but at least a body. Let's see if he comes on something. What? Wisp and zombie chow. Okay. Then see what is my best option here. Turn 2, hero power, kill the wisp. Turn 3, claw, hero power, zombie chow. Turn 4,
Nature will rise against you.
so 2 drops. The other options are,
My
I mean,
greetings.
he will hero power into that. If I play this, he will put the zombie chow in. We can play it, and then play one addition. Ah no, this is good. Let's hope we pick up a good 4 drop, which we can play then. I mean, he still has a point. That's kind of the weird thing. So Jungle Panther. I mean, we can Panther too.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think it's better. I mean, I will get the life back later, so doesn't really matter, and I get a lot of armor, so it should kinda even out. I just have to watch out at the zombie chow. I mean, it's only strong in the early game because you can trade into most of the 1 and 2 drops. Wow, that seems kind of a waste. I mean, obviously it deals a lot of damage, but yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay, if you're sorry. Then let's
Nature
see.
will rise against you.
It's kinda disgusting to trade this into the zombie chow. But it all sucks to trade this in. If I do this, kill him, I have 2 mana left and can only play a small card. So we do this.
For the king! For honor!
I mean, it's card 1 for 1 and I get a
Well played.
lot of my life back, my health back. Fine.
What
5 mana, Druid. Look pretty bad. Bite. Use all out to the face.
Avast, matey!
These are all very weird plays. So, Violet Teacher, Claw, Clear. I mean, put more bodies on the board. Or just Dark Scale and heal. Basically, that's the same.
What to do? Nature will rise against you.
Yeah, okay. I mean, he basically uses his removal to just go to face. Okay, what do? We can claw and take this in, so that will stay, and we can play Violet Teach after. That seems fine.
Nature will rise against you.
Yeah.
My greetings for the wild.
Dude, what's up with you?
Pay attention, class. Pay attention, class.
Oh. To the face. Okay. I mean, we can trade here. 2 mana. And we loot water and ferret.
What to do?
No, not loot water. Ah, okay. Okay, let's do this first.
For the wild.
Hmm.
Summoning portal open. Instruction begins.
Locked and loaded.
Second fight.
My shield for Argus.
Instruction begins.
For the wild.
Coming through.
Truth is my shield.
The reasoning why I played the Sunwalker is if I play Silver and Night Swipe would be pretty strong. Not that strong. I mean, you can swipe these 3, but and I would be left with 4 or 5 without shield. But if I played it the other way, he could swipe and use the hero power to kill one. Oh. So I would only be left with. No. I mean, he probably has one of his first games here in Arena, so
Justice shall prevail.
Instruction coming through.
For the wild.
so what do we want to play? No, it's fine, I guess. It's still not that great. I mean, I just don't want to be
Mind if I roll need?
very vulnerable to to swipe, because that's kind. I mean, he's dead anyway, but this would be kind of a card that would allow him to come back. or not allowed, but
And taste the
enable.
mana.
Let's game anyway.
Hey, give me that. Coming through. Instruction begins.
Justice shall prevail.
For the wilds.
I mean, this is exactly the kind of player Blizzard probably wants to target with the arena, because they only see the opportunity to win something and not the costs associated with it. And I mean, he obviously had a good understanding of the game.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the
Okay.
wild.
Priest. We go second. Loot Hoarder. I mean, we will draw 5 draws. Loot Hoarder, Panther. Second 2-drop. No, that's fine. Okay. Let's see. Do we have a 1-drop? No. So, what do we want to coin out? I mean, Bloodsail Raid is not that important, probably, over the Loot Hoarder. Yeah, and if I can cycle now, it's good.
Mind if I roll me? Wanna blow something up?
That bomb. Okay. Fire Dragon or Bloodsail Raider. I think Bloodsail Raider is better here. Probably not. I'm going to move to Fairy Dragon because if he has Shattered Sun Cleric, I can still trade. But I can obviously trade. Obviously not. Okay, let's see. Raider into Claw.
What to do?
I mean, it kinda hurts to play something knowing that I can trade with the hero power, so let's see, next turn with 4 mana. So if he doesn't play something big, I can still trade next turn with Claw and hero power. Or Claw and Harvest Golem, or Claw and Jungle Panther, or even Storm Knight. So I think it's okay here.
What to do?
Hero power, and next turn evaluate what's our options. Because the bomber already traded with 2 cards. I mean, yeah, the Loot Hoarder cycle, but I don't want to waste another card on him.
Join or die.
Okay, that's kind of best case scenario. Because we can claw and play the Harvest Golem. Or do we want to charge?
What to do?
I mean, if we charge, we have a 2-1 left. Claw. too long.
For the wild.
The damned stand ready.
Okay, what do we want to do now? Storm at Night, charge. Trade with both. What are my options? Could also Jungle Panther and this one. I mean, it doesn't really matter because he will, whatever I play, Cultist will just trade in. So my best option is to trade both, and if he trades in one, I can trade the other one into him. So I have a 2-for-1 here. And still, I'm not a 2-for-1, but 2-for-3, if it works out that way. I mean, it doesn't have to. I mean, you can still trade in and heal, so... Oh, you can do that. Why is everybody going to face? Okay. Starfire trade? Nah. That kinda hurts.
I wonder.
And it eats up my whole turn and I'm behind after that. Because he can still trade, heal and play whatever.
I wonder.
Druid also doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, whatever I play, he can trade pretty good, and so it's the best play still. Just hope for the best afterwards.
For honor.
I mean, I have a 7 and an 8 drop now, which are both very big. But if he has Shadow of Death,
Let me change your mind.
oh wow, I'm pretty fucked right now. I mean, he has 9 damage on board,
What to do?
so I have to stop damage coming in.
Where shall I strike?
I mean, probably the Luton one is probably
Embrace the void.
the first misplay to think about it, because I could have just... I'm losing my words here. Yeah, because the bomber could trade very easy into it, so it's very bad. Yeah. Is there any reason to trade into some of them? Not really. I mean, I'm dead anyway. You can, if you want, just use hero power 2 times on me and I'm dead. Oh, okay. Use lethal. He could have healed the Iron Bug and slammed both minions and hit me for 4. Or he's just the enemy.
Not quite what was planned.
Yeah,
Must consider.
I see.
Pay attention, class.
But I have no way to kill him, so anyway. Right? Can you see? No. Do I have swipe? No. Yeah, you can just hit whatever. And he's keeping that. Because he wants to hero power my face.
I concede.
Probably turn 1, because I couldn't. I had to trade 2 into the bomber at the beginning. That was pretty bad. I mean, he obviously wasn't a very good player either, so the turn 4 Dark Cultist is not very strong. And, oh, wait. And the Mist Lethal. Yeah, but what can you do? Sometimes it doesn't fall your way. Okay. So, keeping in mind, Loot Hoarder, turn 1. Not the smartest decision here. Because Bomber and... yeah. I have to keep that in mind, that Bomber and Shattered Sun Cleric are both very common. I mean, I thought about the Sun Cleric play. Do it again. Worked out the first time.
I must protect you. Nature will rise against you.
Okay, once again. Harvest Golem is most of the time very strong. 3-dot. So, we're keeping it.
My greetings.
Yeah, greens too.
My greetings.
Okay,
Job done.
let's see what comes out. And Raptor. Doesn't make any difference. Not really. Turn 3, obviously I'm playing with Golem. Okay. I mean, you can trade and hero power in. That would leave the board open for me.
For the crusade!
Okay, goes to the face. It's kinda unusual. Does it make any sense? I could Loot Hoarder and buff bow.
What to do?
If I do that, I can trade into the White Pyromancer. I still have the minion 3-1 left and 3-2.
What to do?
The other cost of action would be hero power. Do that. Trade. But you can trade back with the hero power, so probably this way.
Mind if I roll need?
Time waits for no one.
I mean, even if you hero powers now, I still have something left on the board, or I mean, it depends what he plays, but and even if he hero powers, he can only play something for 2 mana, which he does. And I can trade back. Oh wow, the greed. Okay, obviously we're hero powering and running in the damage golem. Do we buff up more?
For the wild.
I mean, you can hero power. What does it really do? Not really. Anything. Let's see.
Hey, give me that!
I'd rather buff it if I needed to for trade or something, and not just flat out so he sees it and can react to it.
Silver moon shall not fall.
Again to the face. That's all pretty weird. Okay. Best case scenario, I'm drawing 4-drop after the trade.
I wonder.
If I don't, I'm only left with playing the cleric, which is
For the wild.
kind of fine.
Hey, give me that!
Okay, that's another 4-drop.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
I mean, there's no benefit for me in trading. Because he can just, if I trade, he has 2 more minutes and can just trade back, so he plays 1 for 1.
For a little blood.
Oh, that opens us up some options. I could play the cat form, trade in, and bounce it back. Trade 1 here and go to face. And
Where shall I
take
strike?
cat form. Trade in. Do I want to trade that way? Trade into this.
What to do? Time waits for no one.
Push forward. Push forward.
Yeah, we can get really more damage here.
Drink with me, friend. Doctor. Death does not scare me.
No, death does not scare you. Yeah, it's not like I wanted to keep that anyway. So Starfire, trade in.
I wonder.
Challenge accepted.
What do we get? Oh, great. Kinda. Greatish.
For the wilds. Can't do that.
I mean, you can clear the board now. You can play Amber. Swipe. That's good. But it leaves the board open. So, do I want to iron back now? I mean, it's very unlikely that he has 12 damage in hand, so walk golem and kill one.
Do.
Seems fine.
For the wilds.
But, I mean, 10 damage in hand.
I got the best deals anywhere.
Okay. Probably can't remove it, so we are doing what?
What to do?
I mean, probably just that. Turn down. Red with the Bob War.
For the wilds.
And then the next turn I can heal everything. Probably. Savage Roar. Okay. But that's still not enough. Oh, with the Starfire it is. Why you go face all the time? Okay. Nice. But it's still lethal. Is it? Trade, 10 damage, yeah. Okay, win. Okay, so we're 2-1. We won against 2 Druids, lost against Priest. Yeah, the Priest deck was pretty strong. The first Druid was pretty weak. So that's it for now. I will pick up the game later on. So till then.